All right, so real estate peoples, you are here. Man, what is the number one way that people still are keeping their pipeline full with clients in real estate? And about 80%, roughly, I'm gonna read these comments off of my phone from a little experiment that I done through a group of realtors that we have at Keller Williams. Yet roughly, without me even literally doing the numbers, you can leave a comment below to tell me how off I am on my percentage from the comments that I really read. Yet roughly 80% of people said that this method, which is sphere of influence, was their number one method for getting their first clients in real estate. And as I talk to agents, that still they're going back into their sphere of influence. So, hey, if you made it this far, this many seconds into this, I'm going to give you off the gate what you need to do right now to help you get another client. And that's call your mom and dad. Preferably your mother and dad are still living. If not, call the person who raised you, your legal guardian. I want you to just call them and say, hey, I don't know if you forgot that I was in real estate, but I was just wondering, have you heard about anybody looking to buy or sell? And you'd be surprised because you done just thought that your mom and your dad was just gonna give you, just because you're their son, just because you're their daughter, that they were just gonna call and say, hey, what's the name is looking for a house, or looking to sell a house, or looking for land. My partner, who's fantastic in real estate, follow-up queen that keeps her ducks in a row, won so many awards here at Keller Williams. In our area, I would say, because she's just been awarded the best with the best real estate team in South Anderson, South Carolina. Quintella Simmons Kennard is one of the best, if not the best. And she herself said she was in a bowl class. I don't know how many of y'all do bowl, but she was in a class, the bowl class, and one of the activities was they had to go out and they had to call their sphere of influence. And so some kind of way she ended up talking to her dad, and they were supposed to pretty much ask them for business or ask them if they knew anybody looking to buy or sell a home. Now, she had been in real estate already. This is her dad. She talks to her dad all the time, right? And her dad, when she asked that question, he had a person on the job. Now, she was like, well, dang, why you ain't tell me this? And he was like, well, you never asked. So it goes back to some principles. You have not because you ask not. So if you're not asking your mom and dad, why in the world are you trying to convince strangers? See, that's the thing. We're trying a lot of times, because it's not. I'm not saying that you're not gonna make yourself likable to a stranger and build rapport to them, but that's not gonna happen in one whoop. See, your parents already hopefully already like you. Hopefully your sisters and brothers and friends and people in your phone, you have some type of rapport with them. You have some type of trust with them. So that's why on this post that I'm getting ready to read, that circle of influence was one of the biggest ways for people to get their first clients and to continue to get clients. And this works for real estate, but it goes through other businesses as well. Whenever we've opened up 5+ restaurants. Every time I start with the circle of influence. I'm not saying we don't run advertising through the newspaper who people who never seen us before or not, because what I realize is when people see either a sign of a business or maybe they see an article in a newspaper, when they finally do come in, typically it's from somebody, a word of mouth telling them about the restaurant. Or even though they seen the advertisement, it took the word of mouth to get them to physically come in here. And they will always say stuff like, well, we roll by it every day. We just never stopped in until such and such said this about it. So the same thing with your sphere of influence. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You got to stop being scared or thinking that you ran through your sphere, because you haven't. You haven't. These people are fine with you. They like you. They trust you to an extent. Hopefully they trust you to a big extent. And they don't mind you calling them as frequently as you need to ask them, hey, who do you know that's looking to buy or sell real estate? Maybe it's them. But you're not with them every day, so you don't know. So I'm gonna go ahead and read some of these comments. What I said is on our page, I said, "Good morning, realtors. Hope all is well. Does anyone remember which lead generation practice they used to get their first client?" And then I had some pretty much bulleted points. I said cold calling, door knocking, sphere of influence, neighborhood forming, call duty. So I'm gonna go to all comments. First comment, circle of influence. Second comment, phone duty. I've never done phone duty. Have y'all? If you watching, have you ever did phone duty and got a? Tell me that below in the comment. If you ever did phone duty and actually got a client from that, tell us a little bit about that experience. Sphere. Next comment, circle of influence, which is all the same. Circle of influence. The next lady, relationships with the circle of influence. This lady, Miss Fall, circle of influence. The next one, open house. I never got a client from open house. The next lady, door knocking. The next lady, circle of influence. Wow. So a lot of circle of influence is there, and there was more comments, but I just wanted you to get the point that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. That is one of the F's of real estate. There are a couple F's in real estate that'll help you just become a super self-sufficient agent. And my partner Quintella talks about that in her program, the Super Solo Agent, which you can follow that below at the link. And man, that's a great place if you just need, if you don't know the F's of real estate, you need to go there, check them out, and I guarantee you to help your business. You don't have to pay for no bunch of leads and stuff like that. Your business don't have to be as expensive as you making it. So I just wanted to drop that on y'all here today. Man, I want y'all to have faith in your sphere. I want you to understand that if you have a smaller sphere, you can actually borrow somebody else's sphere. You know, if you have people in the office that you work with or at your brokerage, ask them, do they mind if you promote their listing and you talk about how fire and how amazing that their listing is. And through doing that, you generate conversations. You generate real estate conversations. So there are ways to start building your sphere. So do it. It's not rocket science. I appreciate y'all watching. If y'all want to hear more like this and help more people, please do all those social things to like, share, subscribe. It just helps us come up more frequently and help more people. And as always, it's a blessing to be here. If you watching, you blessed to be here at Stormer Matt TV.